Warning! Graphic pest control video ahead. Do not watch if you might be offended. If, however, you really like watching pest control videos, then hello again and welcome to the Squirrel Hunter channel. Please continue and watch us as we control pest populations with silenced air rifles here in the UK. The rubbish weather's taken a turn for the better finally, and I get out after the squirrels again. Half an hour into my session, I turn the camera on because I see movement up in the trees, and that's roughly where I saw the movement. Only in the editing process do I realise there's physically two squirrels sat there. When I zoomed in at the time, I could only see this one. I thought that was the one I'd seen moving around. So I finally get the camera straight after hitting the handle of the tripod on the bar we normally rest the gun on, so I'm panning up in the air a bit. And I grab the gun, start to poke it through the hole in the hide. He sat quite comfortably, so now I'm searching for him to get a good sight picture. The safety catch comes off as I pick him out and take him a nice shot to the head, frightening the pheasant in the background. As I pan to the ground to pick up where he was, I'm back on the gun again now, reload just in case. He has a bit of a flick about, but no need for follow-up shot. Shot was good, he's down on the ground. As I often do between shooting squirrels, I look at the local birds and video them. I'll spot this cock pheasant, never come anywhere near the feeder this time. They usually come and mop up the rest of the grains on the floor that get flipped there by other birds feeding. You see there's some livestock in the field behind, and after a while I spot yet another squirrel. He's sat on a branch on the trees right behind the feeder. There's no safe shot, so I just sit there and video him. I'm hoping he's going to suddenly come in to have his breakfast, but after a few seconds of watching him, he makes a sharp exit, and that tree is a very good one for spotting them coming in. So eventually I spot this one. I didn't see him until he appeared on the bottom of this tree trunk. Seems to have spotted him on the floor and hasn't noticed me in the slightest. Eventually sits on this branch. I'm not sure if I heard the click and it's looking for what made the noise, but it sat nice and still. I catch it just in the base of the ear there, straight through the brain. Drops straight to the ground in the ivy, not far from the other one. I had to cut short my session due to some noise by the side of me. About 50 yards away, someone decided they wanted to burn a load of wood. So I had a nice slow walk over to inspect my kills. They landed side by side virtually. That's the last one I shot. Nice headshot there. And that's the first one. It's managed to kick itself under a branch. 2 for a session. Not too bad at all. Have a quick look at where they come from. I shot that one off the branch there. The other one off the tree just a bit there. 2 on the deck. A good day was had, even though I was disturbed. Quick wound inspection. It's always nice to see where you hit them. A buck and a doe this time. Just for a closer view. Hit that one just behind the eye. For some reason it's destroyed the top of the skull. So it was hit pretty hard. An exit wound there. Here's the other one. There seems to be an exit wound on his shoulder because of the angle. Seems to hit it in the right hand side of his head, and roughly on the line of my finger. It's gone right through and hit the other side. It still did enough damage to kill it clean. Nice humane shot. Boy and a girl. As my session was cut short by all the noise earlier on, I decided to go and look at the aftermath of it. This was a big pile of fence panels that had been stacked up and burnt on top of an old stump. I'm a bit of a pyromaniac anyway, but these coals were nice to stand by on a cold January day. And there we have the two I shot, all skinned and gutted, and they are in the freezer now. The reason why I will explain to you later on in this video. On my last session I shot two, and I spotted one running for the hills with all the commotion being made by someone burning fence panels. So I've come back in order to try and catch up with that squirrel. I'm not sure if this is the one, but this doe comes in very early, makes a beeline for the feeder. And having sausage fingers, I managed to move the camera so jerkily and obviously she runs away and sits further back, all agitated. Then she freezes, looking for movement. At which point I've taken up, being Mr. Stealth, I've picked the gun up, picked her up, and taken her with a shot to the head. I'm shooting to the right of this picture, so I can see the trees behind, directly behind her head, and I'm aiming slightly down, which is a nice safe shot. And I try to pick her up in the camera, because I can't see her with my eyes. And there she is. She dropped behind that with a tin. A few kicks. I've lined back up on her with the gun. No insurance shot needed. Shot was good. Good headshot. And she's dead in the ivy on the floor. First one down of the day. Then I spot this doe. I didn't see it come down to there. Just spotted the flick of her tail. She sat motionless at the base of this tree. Didn't seem to worry that I turned the camera onto her. She sat really scarily motionless. I'm not sure if she's picked up something then, but she moved her head fractionally. But I've already picked her up in the scope and I could see her through a little V in the tree. I'll take her a nice shot to the head. Straight between the sticks. Hit her through the top of the head. A few flicks of the tail, twitches of the feet, and she's dead. That's me having a sip of tea. I was in the process of having a cup of tea when I looked out the window of the hide and spotted the tail flick. I'm quite confident she's going nowhere. So I've put the gun down. I look up from yet another cup of tea to spot this buck already on the feeder. Never saw him arrive. Just looked up to see him sat there. He's looking straight at me. I'm in the right hand window there. He's staring at me. And I've picked him up in the sights. Straight through the front of the head. And he's stone dead on the ground. Just a bit of a tail flick, that's all. Pair of the Crossman Premier, 25 foot-pound, doing the business. So with three on the ground, and having waited an hour and seen nothing else, I call the end of the session. There's the first one, a doe. Second one, another doe. And the third and final one, which was a buck. I dropped him on the floor just under the feeder. Rather interesting bit of headgear there. So it's landed on the ground, and the bit of brain that's poking up through the hole that the Crossman Premier made. Stuck a bit of grass to it. So remove that for a better look. You see the eyeball bulged under the pressure of 25 foot-pounds. If I can unwedge this doe from this tree, we'll have a look at where I've hit her. And she's looking at me at sort of that angle. I've aimed just over the top of her right eye, and the pellets come out directly opposite. I think the pellets hit her in the top of the head and spun the head around before exiting, rather bizarrely. But no less effective. This is the first one for the doe. That's the exit wound, right through the brain. The entry wound's got a few leaves stuck to it, so I flick them off. And there we have it. That's the one that dropped behind the tin and kicked out. There's no way she felt a thing. They were just nerves. There we are, 3 squirrels on the ground. It's more than I had in a long time. Very pleased with that. Hopefully we can build on this total. Bro's had a few. Hopefully the numbers will go up now. We'll take even more of them. There they are with the rapid. Resplendent with her new sunshade on. And there they are, all 3, skinned and gutted. They're in the freezer now with the other 2. They're going to go to a Cub Scout group. I've already tasted one squirrel. I like this so much. They've put an order in for as many as I can get. Thank you for watching. If you like this video, please like and subscribe.